All right, welcome to episode 2, where we deep dive into different people's PCs. Today, we're here with Cards with the Story. He's always on Twitter promoting vintage cards, especially pre-war. Hey, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, man. Or thank you, Ryan.
Hey, no problem. So, your PC is mostly what, like vintage catchers?
Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place, man. I'd say I pretty much started a few years back, kind of split between 50s, 60s stars, stuff like that. Started getting a little into pre-war, and then sold a lot of my 50s, 60s stuff besides, my Mandals and Mazes and all that good stuff. And yeah, pretty much focused now on pre-war and mostly my catcher collection, which is a lot of 70s and back. So it's been a lot of fun.
Now, why catchers specifically? There's all the different positions on the diamond. A lot of people only focus towards batters because they have the whole negative stigma against pitchers. There's people only collect pitchers, but you're probably the only person I've met that have collected catchers. Is there any specific reason?
I just love the cards, man. I think they're beautiful. I think I love the catcher position. I think it's the hardest position in baseball, you know. And yeah, ever since I was basically when I first started getting into vintage, they caught my eye. And then actually, two buddies on Twitter they dwarf my collection with catchers. Shane Katz and cards or cigar box cards, which I'm sure you've probably seen with the beautiful display, all that stuff. Yeah, they started posting a lot, which really kind of encouraged me to go for it. And I learned a lot from them. Learned a lot about cards I never knew about. So it was nice, man. But for me, it's really just the look of the cards. I think they're beautiful.
Nice. So, what's some of your different favorite sets?
For catchers, I'd probably say one of my favorites is the 51 and 52 Bowmans. They got some beauties in there. T206 only has a few, but the ones they do have are great. I still have a few on my list I got to get my hands on. And probably 52 Tops has some really nice ones too. They're probably my three favorite in terms of catchers. And Gaudies, actually. I'm sorry. Gaudies have incredible ones.
The 33 Gaudies, there's just really nothing else like it out there.
They're addicting.
It's such a nice set, and I know a lot of people don't really appreciate it as much as they should. I mean, people in vintage do, but like guys that collect fully modern, like the 33 Gaudies, man, it's art.
They're incredible, man. I started buying the catchers up, and now my watch list is full of just random players that I've never heard of, but the cards are so nice. I've been just trying to snag them up while I can. So
now, what catcher do you have the most cards of?
Probably, maybe Jim Hegan, possibly Jim Hegan, I'm sorry, probably Mickey Cochran and Roy Campanella, which are my two of my PCs.
Oh
so.
man, you see the Campanella I picked up last weekend?
Yeah, dude, I've been dreaming about that card for years. I had a chance to get one about a year ago for a raw one for like 150. It was a little beat up, and I kind of pushed it off, and it sold. And now they're all like $400, $500.
Dude, they're so nice. The
that one was incredible, man. Was that CSG graded? Is that who graded?
Yeah, I was a CSG 7.
Those are nice slabs, man. I never really. I guess they're just kind of getting in the cards, I heard, but they're nice. I like the slabs.
Yeah, you can see through them pretty well. I know some of the other ones kind of be tough, but the plastic around it's crystal clear on it.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I'm more of a SGC guy, but those ones are growing.
Well, I mean, mostly pre-war is. I mean, they were known for pre-war grading compared to all the other companies. So
yeah, exactly.
Look at the tobacco cards. You think of SGC. You don't think of PSA or BGS or any other company.
Exactly. Yeah, I think they look great in the black.
Nice. So, do you want to show some of the different cards in your PC that you have?
Yeah, I got a couple here. So these are probably my two favorite T206 cards, which is Fred Snodgrass and Larry McLean, the Piedmont and Polar Bear backs. It's two of my favorite. I got a couple Gaudies here that probably my three favorite from the set, which is the Benny Bengo, which is the number one card in the set. One of my favorite cards ever, which is the Mo Berg.
Oh, the spy. You have to tell the story with that because I think we're gonna really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's so Mo Berg. I think he broke in the majors around 28, maybe 1928. Pretty below average, but guy was a kind of a genius, man. Real weird guy. I remember hearing, he would read a newspaper, and if he didn't finish it all the way, no one would be allowed to touch it because it would still be alive, he'd say. He wouldn't let anyone touch his newspapers till he read the whole thing front and back. Then he went on a tour of Japan with Babe Ruth and all them guys. And somehow, I forget the story of how he got involved with, basically, I guess I forget what they're called. Kind of like Secret Service in a way. And he went over, he started videotaping parts of Japan secretly, sneaking away from the team before games, stuff like that. And then he actually was sent to what I believe was Sweden. And he had to sit down and listen to a seminar from Heisenberg. And they said if he gave any information or led to any belief that they were able to create a nuclear bomb, he was ordered to shoot him if he felt, they were close. But he said he sat through the seminar, didn't really suspect anything, and kind of got out of there. And it's pretty interesting. If anyone has time, read up on it. It's probably the coolest story I've ever heard in terms of baseball player.
It is, and there's also a movie out there if you're too lazy to read. The movie was all right, but
it was pretty good. It's a little boring, but I still have the book sitting upstairs. I haven't had a chance to get to it, but one of these days I'll get around to it. But yeah, definitely. Then this is probably my all-around in terms of eye appeal, which is the Paul Richards Goudy card.
Oh, that looks awesome! Absolutely
beautiful, man. And that's it for the Goudies in terms of what besides. Sorry, I do got one more, which is the Gabby Hartnett, which is part of my PC.
Nice.
Tough Goudy. And I have a ton of cards here. I don't know.
Yeah, just show them off. I think people appreciate it and kind of like the stories behind them.
Sure. Honestly, Jimmy Fox, Diamond Stars. It's one of my all-time favorite cards. This was a dream card of mine up until about probably 2 years ago when I got my hands on it. This I just got yesterday, which is a tough.
I saw you posting about that.
34 batter up of Bill Dickey, which I honestly got real lucky on with the price. They're kind of hard to find, but under like $100, $150. But I think I got that for 70 shipped, which is nice. Couple oddball sets like Sonella, which is known mostly for the Babe 32.
Is that the unknown player?
His name's Jiro Kuji, I believe they say, but I'm not sure. That's what I found online, but I'm not sure how accurate that is. That could be false information. I've still been looking into that.
Now, is that a super thin stock on that? So it kind of looked pretty flimsy.
Yeah, man. They're I don't know if you could tell, but it's I was shocked when I got it in my hand. I thought they were kind of like cardboard stock or a little thicker, but they're paper thin, kind of like loose leaf almost. So I guess it's amazing because a lot of the ones I see are in great shape, and considering.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like I see them all over on eBay or card shows.
They're usually
in pretty picture. Shape.
Yeah, it is great. As soon as I seen it, I had to have that one. Next up, I guess we have, this is a 1916. I think it's a M101-5 Sporting News of Ray Schalk, which is a nice one. I think this is a 1922 Nielsen Chocolate, Wally Shang, which is another one of my favorites. And a couple other interesting little. This is the B18 set, 1914, the blanket set they call it, which is Fred Sweeney, I believe his name is, which is another good one.
Now, do the grading companies grade those, or
there's a lot. One's in really good shape. I think I got this for like $25, but this isn't one of the nicer ones I've actually been able to come across.
It's super sharp.
I thought about getting it graded, but I don't know. I don't like the idea of sending cards out of my possession for that long. It freaks me out. What else we got, man? Got another Cochran, 1934 Butterfingers. So we get 8x10, which is probably one of my all-time favorite cards. And then, so these are ones I've been picking up recently off of Prestige Collectibles on Twitter, which are vintage Japanese cards, which are absolutely incredible. These I couldn't tell you the names or the years, but I know they're all 40s and 50s. This is just a few.
Those are so cool.
I think I picked up about 25 of these already, and I just bought about 23 more off the guy that's supposed to come. He just shipped them today. So I'm actually really excited for those because they've become like my favorite cards now.
They're just so scarce in the United States. You just don't see them.
Yeah, and there are other ones where the stock on a lot of them are paper stock is so thin. Um, got a this is Tommy Patton wide pen, 1936. It's just another undervalued set, if you ask me.
Yeah,
They're
isn't DiMaggio in that set? I think.
yeah, 36. That's his
Yeah,
rookie.
so a
As a
lot of
rookie.
I was gonna say the interesting about DiMaggio is he has so many different cards that people consider a rookie. He has a Z-Nut, he has the 36, then he's the 38, and then even people consider the 39 play ball a rookie as well.
Yeah, it's
So
insane. But
weird.
I don't really like his wide pen card that much. It's kind of a bad picture. But I mean, it's expensive. If you can get your hands on it, it's a
Yeah,
piece of
I think my favorite quote unquote rookie, because I know rookie's kind of a loose term thrown around, especially with pre-war, would probably be the 38 Gaudis. I know a lot of people don't like the cartoon stuff on it, but I'd
that's
say
the
that one. And then the
yeah.
Z-Nut, because you just don't really see Z-Nut cards all the time. And plus, I mean, this is from 33 compared to a 38 or 39 that some people consider. So you're talking about 5 to 6 years predates the rookie.
Yep. I love the Xena cards. I still haven't got my hands on any of those yet, but that's a rabbit hole I'm gonna stay away from for a little while.
When you realize all your Gaudi rookie cards are in like Z nuts and different things like that, you're like, well,
Yeah, it's
a lot
tempting me.
more to learn about.
Yeah, then just a few more I think I have set up. This is the Burke Ross, Roy Campanella, which is a great card.
That's from 15 or 51, right? I know
I
they
think
had what 50.
51 or 52, I believe. Actually, now I forget. It
They had
might
a
be
few, they had a few different year run in the early 50s.
yeah, this might be a 51, honestly. Now you got me thinking. I might have my information wrong. They got another one. This is probably my favorite from the 52 set, which is a Jim Hegan 52 tops, which is beauty. And then a few more. Got the Gabby Hartnett. I think it's a 34 Wheaties or 36, which is a
I
great
have
one.
I have a 34 we use over here, so I think that might be a 36. I'll show you which one we have. Bring out the Garrig authentic these are from cereal boxes.
Yeah, it's I don't even know how many sets they grade with a number once you cut them. I think a few strip cards maybe, but
Yeah, those the
if you
strip cards
get
are
a
cool
number
though.
on a Hancock card, you're doing good. um, yeah, I got I think this is. I'm sorry, the Birdie Tibets. I think 47 to 66 exhibit.
Exhibits, yep.
Actually, a rack from Passion for Baseball on Twitter. A good friend of mine.
Exhibits have an interesting story. I mean, all those years you can't really figure out exact dates just because of the vending machines they were in.
Yeah, that's one of the things I haven't even looked into much because I know it's a complicated. Because there's cards I think they almost can be considered a rookie. They have cards where the
Yep.
first year they say it's made is technically the rookie year, but you'll never know.
Because they were out so long and it's just hard to consider.
Yeah, exactly. This is it's another little oddball here. It's a flip book, 1957, Paul Richards, who he's the same one that was on the Gaudi. He went on to be a coach, but it was pretty neat. You got it's like mostly signs, catcher signs, which is pretty sweet.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the other side has more. Yeah, the other side has a little more. This is like $6 on eBay, man. This is the kind of stuff I'll pick up all day.
It's just unique memorabilia.
Yeah, exactly. You don't see them often. The flip books are cool, actually, but that's probably the only one. They have a few. There's another set that has a lot. I think like Jimmy Fox and stuff. But they go for like $200. And this I just picked up the other day. It's the 1958 Hires root beer. So actually, the backs are beautiful on these. I don't know if you've ever seen the backs, but
I've seen a few at a card shows. They're cool.
Cards, man.
I still need to get a lot more food and beverage cards, but man, there's so much to collect out there. You really have
Yeah,
to kind of I feel like at least with my own personal collection, I'm kind of spreading too thin. So I just need to hone in what I'm going after right now. And then once I get the cards and spread out.
branch it out. Yeah, that's what I've been usually I've started a couple PCs where I kind of push them to the side for a while, and because I'll tell myself I'm done buying cards from the 50s, and then a week later I'll buy 4 of them. Then I'll buy more pre-war. Then I'll buy just magazines and autographs, just anything really. I can't really focus on. anything. That's why I'm pretty surprised I've done well with the catcher PC so far. I kind of was worried I would get sidetracked, but I've
Hey,
been kind of that lately.
it looks great. So let's say someone wants to start learning a little bit about catchers. Do you look at any of the statistics behind buying specific catchers, or do you just buy to buy right now with a lot of this stuff?
Right now, I'm just buying them. I've been doing. There's days where there's so many catchers from 50, 60 years ago, people I've never heard of, probably played 1, 2 seasons. And if I can't find any that I'm looking for specifically, I'll just go on eBay. I'll type in whatever year I'm looking for, say like 61 tops, just 1961 tops. I'll type catcher in next to it. I'll hit search and I'll just start adding them all to my watch list. I'll snag a few up for $1.50, $2. And outside of that, yeah, I'm just grabbing any and every one. I'm trying to keep it strictly, cards where they're in their gear, down in the catcher's pose, stuff like that. I'm staying away from portraits or any of them swinging a bat or stuff like that. So, yeah, I just snag them up whenever I can, man. Anyone I don't have, I'll buy it. That's what I'm trying to do right now.
Now, do you have any advice for people trying to get into pre-war cards? Because you're pretty young compared to a lot of other people that collect pre-war. So what do you say with that?
So for me, I learned pretty quickly. Before you do anything, you want to really do your homework. It's a lot of work. It's a lot. I'm still learning every day. There's sets I still come across, and I'm confused. I'm mind blown. And the big thing is eBay's a tricky place, man. A lot of people out there looking to make a few bucks off people that don't collect or are new to collecting. And I think the one thing you really got to do is either, if you're not buying grade it, which is probably your safest bet, is you're really going to want to, Google, make sure you're not being tricked, man. Really look into all the signs of little things like printing dots and the color of ink used, paper stock, all that good stuff. You want to look into everything because you don't want to spend $200, $150 on a card and someone tells you it's fake on Twitter, or you send it in the SGC and they break your heart and you wasted a lot of time and money on it. So yeah, I think just doing your homework, man. It's really easy to get tricked anymore. There's a lot of really good fakes out there if you don't know what you're looking for, and I see them every day on eBay. It's kind of infuriating. Yeah, it's really pisses me off. I go on looking for cards, and 80% of the ones I'm looking for are reprints and people hiding it. They'll put it in the description, but they won't put it in the listing title, which is probably my biggest pet peeve. Or they'll put the quick RP in there, which a lot of people, if you're new to collecting,
I hate that.
Odds are you probably don't know what it is. So yeah, I think it's just doing your homework, man. Don't take your time. Don't rush into it.
Yeah, I was gonna say one last thing. If you guys are looking for vintage cards, make sure to check out Dylan's Twitter, which is
it's at Card Story, CARDSSTORY.
Yeah, because you have vintage sales on there, and a lot of people are really engaged with it. I even post a lot of my cards over there. So make sure to check that out, because a lot of people from the community go over there and post their cards weekly. And you can find a lot of different good deals, everything from pre-war all the way to kind of like the modern and vintage side of things, no matter what you're looking for.
Yeah. I'm keeping it. For now, it's pretty much anything 1880s or so to 1979. So you got a Twitter and a lot of honest people in the vintage community, a lot of good people, a lot of good deals, better than eBay a lot of the time I've come across. So yeah, it's worth it. It's obviously the last few weeks I've been seeing a couple $1,000s worth of sales go down. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Hey, well, I really appreciate you taking some time out of your day showing off the PC. Hope you guys learned a little bit more about some pre-war cards and also some catcher cards. Make sure to follow Dylan on Twitter. Do you have Instagram as well?
No.
Okay, so just follow him on Twitter, and thanks again. And then in next week's episode, we're going to be on with James Elite Hunter, who's going to be talking about his Triple Crown collection.